Good morning. It's Friday morning, and we are going to continue our morning devotionals. I'm going to continue my foray into some other texts. We may not get to the Psalms this week, but just thinking about my own life, maybe where you're at, this verse came to mind. Some days it feels like you're just holding on. Some days it feels like you're not sure if you can take one more thing. We have so much going on in the culture right now, and some of us have a lot going on in our families and our personal lives. So it's like every day feels kind of this tenuous thing. So I've been thinking about praying for our daily bread, and if you didn't know it, that understanding from Jesus as he inserts it into that prayer that has become the seminal way of praying that has guided the church for 2,000 years, that's actually a reference to manna in Exodus, manna from heaven. So you guys know the text. It's Exodus 16. The people have left Egypt. They're traveling toward the promised land. They're concerned. They're worried. They're hungry. They feel like they're just holding on. They grumble to Moses. What are we going to eat? What are we going to do? How are we going to survive this? This is Exodus 16:2. In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you brought us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death." Okay, leadership is costly. Here we go. The people are turning against Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, God lines up next to Moses and says, "I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I will test them and see whether they follow my instructions. On the sixth day, they're to prepare what they bring in, and that'll be twice as much as they gather on the other days." So you guys know the story. This happened as a historical event. God created a way to feed people. Every morning they would go out and gather this manna, this bread from heaven, and that would be sustenance for their day. They would have enough for that day. This is how God provided for his people. Jesus, thinking about that story, says, when you pray, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread." You've heard me say it along many, many times. Jesus doesn't tell us to pray for yearly bread, monthly bread, weekly bread, but daily bread. The idea here is, Lord, would you provide what I need for this day? Would you give me sustenance for my day? And I actually think this prayer is for this moment. If anything, all the events of the last 3 months have shown us it's hard to know what to count on. What can we count on? I believe that we can count on God meeting us every day and giving us what we need for that day. Manna, bread from heaven, for whatever we need. And that's why Jesus taught us to pray that way. So if you are just holding on, maybe the simplest thing is to say, in this day, I can't control tomorrow, a month, the economy, school system, I can't control any of that. What do I need for this day? I need emotional strength. I need some courage. I need some peace. I need economic means to meet my needs for this day. I need some companionship. Father, would you provide the things that I need for this day? This one I'm in right now, because I'm just barely holding on. Guess what? That prayer is what Jesus taught us to pray. So today, on this Friday, if you feel like you're just holding on, stop for a second. Think through your day, meetings, occasions, right? Needs. Ask God, the Father who loves to give good gifts, what you need for today. Grace and peace to you.